Tonight, we know Utah's 5 positive cases of coronavirus were not a result of community spread. And Utah's political leaders are taking steps to try to keep that from happening.
Right now, gatherings of more than 100 people are being shut down around Salt Lake City. This comes just hours after Governor Herbert announced new safety recommendations. Here's a look at 6 steps the state is taking to try to limit the spread of COVID-19. Mass gatherings of more than 100 people are being limited statewide, including at church. For the high risk or elderly, gatherings should include people no more than 20 people. For those who can work from home, they're being asked to do so. Long-term care facilities are being told to restrict access. State-owned universities and colleges are going digital, and that includes privately owned BYU. And K through 12 schools are being told to be prepared for potential closings. All these recommendations go into effect on Monday.
We're not making these decisions today because things are really bad. We're making these decisions today to make sure that things don't get really bad.
These recommendations will be in place for at least 2 weeks, at which time Utah's coronavirus task force will reevaluate and decide just how to move forward. Our team of news specialists are following the latest developments, including an apology from Jazz Center Rudy Gobert after testing positive for the virus.
We're going to start tonight, though, with Carol Makita, who is following a big announcement from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Carol?
Deanie, the First Presidency of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints announcing that all public gatherings of church members are being temporarily suspended worldwide. This includes stake conferences, leadership conferences, and other large gatherings. All public worship services, including sacrament meetings, branch, ward, and stake activities. Where possible, it says, please conduct any essential leadership meetings via technology. Coming up on KSL 5 News at 6:30, we will tell you what other religious leaders are doing to protect their congregations. Dave?
Carol, thank you. We'll see in a bit. The cancellation of mass gatherings of 100 or more is going to have a huge impact over the next couple of weeks.
News specialist Dan Rascone is live in Salt Lake City. Dan, a lot is slated to happen in Utah over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, this is a major blow because, as you mentioned, next 2 weeks, a lot is planned right here in Salt Lake City. We'll point out a few here. Over at the Gateway, the St. Patrick's Day Parade canceled. Of course, we've talked about the Vivint Arena, all the Jazz games, the concerts and everything else. And we move up the street here to the Abravanel Hall and also Eccles Theater, all taking a hit.
It was a very big production and a very, very good and funny production.
Barber of Seville, a production set to open this weekend, now completely canceled by the Utah Symphony and Opera. All the result of the coronavirus and an order by Governor Gary Herbert to cancel all gatherings of 100 people or more starting Monday.
The health and safety of our patrons, our performers, and our community is foremost on our mind, and we want to be part of whatever solution there is in stopping this virus.
The Utah Opera is just one of dozens of organizations having to call off major productions or events as a result of the mass gathering order.
And I don't think we've ever dealt with something of this gravity as a city before.
But Mayor Erin Mendenhall is not waiting until Monday. She issued an executive order saying all gatherings in Salt Lake City will be canceled starting today. That means she's pulling all special event permits for the next 2 weeks.
Making that decision, I think, saves us money and saves people's lives in the long run. Right now, prevention is the best thing we can do to flatten this curve.
For the arts community, these closures pose a huge financial threat because many of them are nonprofit or they rely on these productions to be able to stay alive. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of financial impact this will have in the next several weeks. Back to you guys in the studio.
Dan Rascone live for us here in Salt Lake City tonight. Thank you, Dan.